And welcome everyone. This is episode 5 of the Gothic Graveyard Show. I am here. Caroline's look is like, is it episode 5? I don't. I feel in my gut, Caroline Carnivorous, that we are on episode 5. And if it isn't, it has now just become episode 5. That's how we roll here at the Gothic Graveyard Show. I am here, of course, with my wonderful, enlightening, enchanting, macabre co-host Caroline Carnivorous, and we have a very special guest here, Jossie Ayame. Jossie,
Yeah.
you have been in the goth scene. You're a alternative model. You make some goth
Yep.
crafts, so we're going to talk. We've got a lot to talk about. First, for those who might be wondering, we actually bumped into each other on like it seems like this is the ongoing saga of how I'm meeting all these cool new people is on the Goth app. That's how I met Caroline. That's how just it seems like I'm meeting all these cool goth people on the Goth app, which kind of I feel it's doing its job if this is what's happening. Um,
Mm.
and you really piqued my interest, because of all your interest in goth. And I said, we got to have her on the show. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. So for those who
Yeah.
are not aware of you, just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, how you got into goth, and all that good stuff.
Cool. Well, as you mentioned, I'm an alternative model and I live in South Africa. So, yeah, my story of how I got into goth is pretty weird because I actually grew up in a very conservative family, but I've always had an interest in darker stuff and I didn't know about goth at all. I just like this type of thing. And in high school, the only thing that I knew of that liked darker type of stuff was emo. So I kind of
Mm.
thought like, well, I don't like all of the stuff that they like, but it's the only thing that I know about that's not the stereotypical normal type of people. So I thought, okay, maybe that's what I am, but I didn't really agree with most of the stuff. Or I listened to some of the music kind of because I didn't know anything else, and I just never had that connection to it. And then my ex introduced me to like actual the term goth for the first time,
Hmm.
and I googled, and immediately I realized, wow, this is actually what I've been my whole life. And I just didn't know the word for it. I didn't know that this was actually a thing.
Mm.
And pretty much the first time I ever listened to a goth rock song, I was hooked, and I'd never felt this type of connection to something before in my life. And that's when I discovered that this is what I've been looking for.
Nice.
So, yeah.
What was just out of curiosity? What was that song that grabbed you?
Sisters of Mercy, Lucretia, my reflection.
That's a good song. That's a good song.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what got me into it. Yeah, and my ex actually also listened to a lot of industrial, so I got
Hmm.
into stuff like Innomine and Bloedengel and that type of
Hmm.
stuff. And yeah, but I prefer the gothic rock to the industrial.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I certainly like industrial as well, but goth is
Yeah,
always my favorite.
yeah.
So, how did the alternative modeling come about?
Actually, I started off doing like normal modeling, trying to fit in. I was about 16, I think. So I did all sorts of like commercial mainstream shoots. I hated it, but everyone loved because I had white hair. So everyone loved this white hair because it was kind of more edgy, but with the like, commercial fashion aspect. So I started doing that stuff, and I actually hated it. And then eventually I just decided, screw this, I'm gonna do what I like. And then I started wearing the stuff that I like for photo shoots as well, and moved away from the commercial modeling stuff. I had done shoots with a few photographers already that were also very understanding, and they were like, cool, just embrace it. And unfortunately, I did also lose a lot of photographers who didn't want to work with me anymore because I changed my look. But it's not actually that I changed my look. It's just I kind of embraced who I actually am and carried it over into my photo shoots as well. So yeah, changed my hair, changed my look entirely, and stopped doing the mainstream work.
Interesting. Caroline, you've done some modeling in the past, so you probably can relate to what she's saying.
Yeah, a little bit. It's honestly pretty hard when it comes to competitive modeling, living in a small place.
Mm.
Some photographers might like say that, oh, you look interesting. They want to do some shoots, but really it's just what they think is beautiful. And also the thing that I'm really tiny, but it's appealing to people. Yeah. You do want to do more. I want to, show people that other beautiful and be models too.
Mm.
Right. Jossie, what's the scene like down in South Africa? I honestly can say I've never been, and I've certainly met a few people living in Boston, Massachusetts, a big tourist town here in the States.
Mm.
So you meet people from all over the world, and I've certainly met some very cool people from South Africa. But as a whole, though, what is the goth scene like down there?
It's really, really small here, so it's pretty much one of those cases where everyone knows everyone's business. We don't have places to go to anymore because all the clubs closed down. So in the entire South Africa, we have now got Red Room, which is in Johannesburg, and it's only open on the first and last Saturday of every month.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually where I went last night.
Oh.
And yeah, there's Red Room, and then the only other actual club there is, it's more like alternative goth metal, everything together, is Gandalf's in Cape Town. And those are literally the only two places left. And then we have a few event organizers that arrange stuff every now and then. We've got Dark Noise, which happens every 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
They're also really cool. It's also in Johannesburg. And we have Attrition, but that's in Pretoria. But no one really knows what's going on with Attrition anymore. We haven't had an Attrition event in months, so we don't know if that still exists. But yeah, we don't have a lot of events to go to, actually, and it's sad. But everyone knows everyone, so it's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's kind of a small community, but even in that community, we do get people that are not so nice. We get elitist assholes who scare away the newbies and who are mean to them and pick on them. We've got the sluts that have slept with every single guy that you possibly know. Yeah, and so in that sense, it's not so nice, but it's also nice because when you go to an event, you know almost everybody. So you can have a chat with pretty much everyone there. So that's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with us sluts. Us goth sluts, we're all right. No.
Yeah, I suppose it must suck though for people who want to date and who haven't got a partner already. Luckily, my partner is a metalhead, and we started dating before I met anyone in the goth scene at all. So for me, that's all right. And he's also really introverted, so we don't have like this whole history of, oh, I know you slept with that and that and that person at this event. So that's okay. But for some of the other people, it's literally there's just always drama because people have all slept with each other, and it's not cool.
One could argue almost all subcultures and subcommunities have that same problem. I mean, that's just not goth specific.
It's definitely not a goth specific thing. I think it's just because it's such a small community, it's bound to happen.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I don't know how much you read about my background, but I lived and worked in Salem, Massachusetts for many years, owned a store up there. I'm a ordained Wiccan and trained paranormal investigator. I did historic ghost tours, professional tarot card reader and such. And so, I got around. I got a bit of a name for myself. And, it's just Salem being it's a huge tourist town because the Salem witch trials, of course, is its big claim to fame, but it has a lot of other historical aspects going on. It was a big pirate haven back in the age of piracy. It had a big maritime history. Some of the first trading ships from the Americas to Asia happened from Salem. So there's a lot of various history, and so a lot of tourists and such, but you'd think that there's this huge community, and really the actual witch pagan community is very, very small. So very similar things what's going on there. Everyone, it's a lot of just little drama, and this person doesn't like that person, and this person slept with this person, and I got dragged into it too. I had. The irony is my rep of being a how should I put this, a male connoisseur of the sexual appetites, shall we say, greatly exceeded the legend and the drama and the rumor mill. Greatly exceeded really what was going on, and I decided, if you can't beat them, join them. So I just embraced it, and Peter, he slept with this person, he slept with that, and I'm like, yep, exactly what's happening. Yes, I've slept with everyone in town. Yes, I have, and so but just funny side story, but. Just you talking about that's all I can think of is my own personal experiences with that kind of small, cliquey, I don't know what you want to say, cliquey, but very insular and, like you said, small town gossip kind of thing. And
Yeah.
And Caroline, I'm sure you've encountered that up where you're at.
Yeah, especially in we have two student bars clubs here where people volunteer, and at both of those places it's just like that. Everyone knows everyone, and everyone's been with everyone and stuff like that. So yeah, not part of that anymore.
Caroline's a good girl now.
Sorry guys, I'm just quickly gonna open the door for my cat because he's clawing on the door.
Of course.
Just hold on like 10 seconds.
She has a bat on her skirt. That's cute. Caroline, what pets did you say you had?
Me?
Oh, Caroline. I thought Caroline said she had a pet.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh. I thought you said you had a cat or a dog. I must be mistaken.
Well, I used to back in I babysat a cat, and I found out I was allergic. So
that's unfortunate.
That sucks.
Yeah, I love cats. Cats are the best.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. How many cats do you have, Jossie?
Technically I've got 2 cats, but they don't get along, so now the one stays in the house with my parents. I stay in a little apartment on my parents' property, so my other cat stays in the house with my parents, and then my cat, the first cat that I got is my cat and stays with me. And then I've also got 3 rats and a rabbit.
Oh, rabbits! Wow.
Yeah.
Rabbits are so cute. Just on a side note, I can't eat rabbit because they're just so cute. It's like I can't.
Yeah, I would
it's hard
never.
for me to eat cute animals.
Eat rabbit. Oh, same. No, and my rabbit is really fluffy and cute, so yeah, I wouldn't be able to eat the rabbit ever.
I got to admit though, I do eat duck. I feel very bad every time I eat duck. Ducks are cute. I mean, I feed them at the park. I mean, come on, I just feel bad.
Yeah.
I go to Chinatown. I eat the barbecue duck, and it's like I feel it's so yummy, but I feel so bad afterwards. Like the poor little duck was cute. So getting back on track though. Now you do some goth crafts. What's that about?
All right, so I have my own small business called Ayame Designs, and I make and sell Gothic, pagan, and fantasy themed jewelry. So this is actually one of the pieces that I made for
Oh,
myself.
very nice.
So it's
Very
just
nice.
violins because
Hmm.
I play the violin. Yeah, I do all sorts of different stuff. So I mainly focus on the beaded chokers and beaded circlets, and then I also do cabochon necklaces and earrings and things, and other different types of stuff. I've got a whole pile of things here if you want me to show you some of the stuff.
Sure, sure, sure. Let's see what you
Cool.
got.
All right, so one of my best-selling things are the cabochon necklaces. So here's one of the ones that people love, of course. Old Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, so I do these with lots of different pictures, and I've got different frames as well that you can put the stuff in. So I've got like the Addams Family.
Oh,
I've
nice.
got a lot of Tim Burton stuff like Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride. I've got some Gothic quotes. And then I also do fandom ones, like fandoms that goths also generally associate with. So like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, those types of things.
Hmm.
Um, then here's another one of the chokers that I make.
Oh,
Just
wow.
untangle this thing. Cool. So this is also a choker, and this is an actual mirror, the pendant.
Oh, wow. Very
Little
nice.
hand mirror.
Fake mirrors. I love that it's actually a mirror.
Yeah, it's an actual mirror. It's just got a protective film on it so people don't touch it and leave finger marks and stuff. And it's really pretty on the back as well.
Oh, very nice. Wow.
Yeah, so this is generally the type of thing that I make the most of. Then I've got this one, which everyone has been saying is amazing for the last like 6 months, but no one's actually bought it yet. It's actually one of my favorite pieces at the moment. Just detangled this. Unfortunately, the stuff always gets tangled in the little baggies, so I need to detangle everything every time I take them out. So
Oh,
this is
wow.
called the Blood Raven choker. So let me try and hold my hand so you can
Very
kind of see.
wow. That reminds me of
Yeah.
Gothic alchemy. That reminds me something like you could get from
Hmm.
that company.
Yeah.
Very, very, very beautiful. Very
So
beautiful.
this is, yeah, let me hold it like that. So you can see it's got the little blood drops and things at the side. So that's also one of my favorites. And then one of the other main things that I do are the circlets. So I don't know if you know what a circlet is, but basically it goes on your head.
Right,
So
right.
I'm going to have to quickly unplug my earphones because I'm not going to be able to see what this is. And just destroy everything in the process. All right, so goes that way around. These babies get quite complicated sometimes. So here we go.
Oh my goodness. That looks very cool.
Little things. It's just tangling now. So that's the other thing that I do is I do these circuits. They do really well. They love it. And they're really cool because that's more like a fantasy type of thing as well. So I do want to drag or like elvish symbols and things. So it's cool. Let me just so I can hear you guys properly.
Yes, yes. Very nice. Very nice products. Now,
Thank you.
the people who want to check your products out, do you have a website?
I don't have an actual website. I've got a Facebook page and an Etsy store. So it's called Ayame Designs. So it's AYAME and then just designs.
Nice.
Yeah.
So go check
And
it
then I
out,
do
people.
custom orders as well. Yeah, please do, because I have been struggling to actually get my business out, then my name out there. Because obviously a lot of the people in South Africa know me by now, but I want to try and expand to international markets as well. So
Of course.
it's a bit tricky.
No, it is. It is.
But,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, if we can help you out, it's certainly beautiful jewelry. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So how did you, coming full circle in our conversation, how did you get involved with Gotha Minha, and how did you become one of the leaders there?
Actually, I found Goth Minha through Caligo Bastet. He did. Awesome. Yeah, so he talked about it in one of his videos, and then I downloaded the app, thought it was really cool. I was posting on there quite a lot. I was on there every day. I think I joined in July last year. It was quite a while ago, but I was posting every day, and then they had a position open. They were looking for new curators, so then I signed up and I joined the team. And later, I can't remember who left. One of the leaders stepped down. So then I got promoted to leader because I'm on every single day.
Very nice. Caroline and I, we have fun. We talk about all the speaking of clicks and drama, the stuff that's going on at Gothic Amino, and how it perplexes me. It perplexes me how people, they go to, Goth Amino, but then they get all upset when they can't post about their metal band, or they post something totally off topic. It's just like, well, it's a goth-centric community, and that's the whole point of it. It's not your Facebook wall where you can just post whatever you want, what you ate that day, and what's what's your take with that whole situation with this? Because it does seem like there's the app's getting much more popular, and there seems to be more of these kind of situations happening. So, what's your take with that whole situation?
Well, I get really irritated when people are just stupid. So lots of people are very understanding. So when you do tell them it's off topic, then they say, okay, cool, no, sorry, they won't do it again. But then you get these people that I clearly explained why it's off topic. And then they ask me, but why? Why can't I post this? And then I just explained to you why you can't post this. No, but I like that photo.
Well,
okay. Yes, you like that photo, but it's not goth. And then they get so upset. So I just don't. I don't understand stupid people.
They didn't write anything either. They probably just selfie and then nothing.
Yeah. Like, for example, selfies with Snapchat filters, and then it's like the flower crown thingy, or
the dog.
Okay. Yes, the dog thing.
oh
the dog
my God.
face.
If I see one more of those, I'm going to rip my hair out. I am so over those Snapchat filters.
Yeah.
So over them.
I don't even use Snapchat because I think filters are just stupid. So it irritates me seeing that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other media, like I thought, like okay, stick to Snapchat, where it lasts for 10
Yeah. I don't understand why people want to post that on other places. It's for Snapchat, so use it on Snapchat. Don't post it on Facebook even. It's meant for Snapchat. Don't... Yeah.
Yeah, those filters have invaded everywhere, and it's just, I just want to hit my head on my desk. I really do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you don't have to deal with it every single day and disabling the posts that are really terrible. So.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I can. It's like for you people,
Yeah.
anything, you just have to see it, But we
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Although whenever
This should be here.
we
I,
yeah, that's
I,
actually why I wanted to become a curator in the first place, because I was seeing the stuff and it was irritating me because this does not belong here. So now at least I can enforce the rules as well.
yes,
And we're in different time zones to a lot of the other people, so I think it helps because obviously they can't see the stuff 24/7. Most of them are in the US. So I think it helps that we're on there as well.
You two
yes.
are probably on more at the same time since we're technically
Yeah.
not counted.
Yeah, I think we're in the same time zone actually.
1918.
Okay, no. 2018.
Okay,
Almost.
well now off, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are basically. Jossie's just basically really south of where you are, Caroline. I mean, you guys are roughly in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. On a right
Yeah. Yeah.
on a parallel level, you guys are more or less in a line. Basically.
Yeah.
far away. The most north and south you can get, basically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Pretty much.
Caroline's, has snow drifts, and you got like Sahara Desert. So, well, not Sahara Desert, but
No.
hot
We do
weather.
have droughts though. We've had a really hectic drought this summer because it's summer here, of course.
Right, right.
Yeah, we get droughts quite a lot.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, and then we have water shortages because the dams aren't filling up because it's not raining enough. So we have water restrictions at the moment, but people just don't care. They just carry on wasting water, and then we keep on getting the news. Like in the news, they'll tell us the dam levels are at 21%. Please stop wasting water, and
Yeah.
people just don't care. And then we end up without water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And water's kind of clean water is pretty important.
Yeah, look, we've been quite lucky because in Gauteng, which is like our state, basically, we call them provinces here. Gauteng gets quite a lot of rain, but some of the provinces are really dry and they really struggle, and they do sometimes not have water for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh
That's
my
never happened
God.
here. Yeah, it gets really bad because it's so dry there. They don't get rain. They're in the bush. There's like nothing
Right.
there. So we're fortunate that it doesn't happen. If we're without water, it's maybe 1 day maximum.
Wow.
So that's okay. 1 day is still all right. You can kind of cope. But when it gets to like 3, 4 days, no, that's terrible.
No, absolutely. Wow. Well, not to get all scientific or political on us, but from what all the articles I've read, scientific articles, they said that's going to be the next big challenge for humanity is fresh, clean drinking water. That's going to be our next with the whole climate change happening and all the changes on that level. Clean water is actually going to be a big thing, and in fact, some military analysis folks have even said that some of the future wars within the next generation, wars are going to be fought not over fossil fuels, not over land, but water. And that's how serious it's going to be if we keep going on the path we're on, and that's pretty scary. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
So, getting back on track. Now, what on a fashion level, how would you classify your goth fashion?
That's actually difficult because I tend to mix up my look. At the moment, like honestly, I just threw this top on for for this because I was actually in my PJs most of the day. But the thing is, my favorite type of goth fashion is like very much the Victorian and vampire and
Oh,
that type of aesthetic, but it's too hot. We can't do that here. It's too hot. So I do have a lot of lace in my wardrobe, but most of it I can only wear in winter. I can't wear it in summer. So my fashion choices are quite limited. So my fashion tends to be more of a new goth look in summer because there's just nothing, there's no other way about it. I can't wear fishnets, I can't wear lace, I can't wear velvet. It's too hot. There's just no way around it. So it's a lot of crop tops and A-line skirts because there's nothing else that I can do, unfortunately. If I could just wear lace and velvet and leather every single day, I would, but it's just not possible here because
Right.
it gets to like 36 degrees. So I would die.
Right. No,
and
absolutely. Now during the
and most of the
winter,
time I just feel like I'm melting anyway as well.
right?
Even in winter, it doesn't get cold enough here sometimes.
Really, really.
Yeah,
Wow.
because we don't get snow. It's not cold
Right.
enough for that. Most of the time in winter, it's still really hot, so I don't even wear a jacket.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. 'Cause I watched some of these survival shows, and they're in Africa, and during the day it's the temperatures through the roof and such. But then you hear the guy who's doing the voiceover of the show. He goes, but at night, once the sun sets, now they have to worry about exposure because the temperature has dropped in the bush down to almost
Yeah.
freezing level. So it seems like there's a really big range
Yeah.
in Africa. Like the days it can be sweltering, but then after sunset, the temperature can plummet pretty badly. Is
Yeah.
that South Africa like that as well? Or is that more the central area?
It depends whereabouts you are because where South Africa has a lot of different landscapes, so our temperatures are also really different around the country. So it depends on where you are. So I'm in Pretoria. It's relatively flat here, and I'm in the city. So in this area, it doesn't. There's not really a huge temperature difference from day to night, especially in summer. So it'll be 34, 36 degrees Celsius in the day, and then like it'll the coldest it'll get at night is like 28 degrees.
Oh wow.
So it's yeah, so that's in summer, but whereas in winter it can go like the maximum will be about 16 degrees during the day. So it's still quite warm. And then at night it can get to -5 maybe,
Oh.
if even. So it doesn't get very cold here. But if you're up in the mountains, of course, it's a different story.
Right, of course, of course.
Yeah, and in the mountains you get snow. I actually we drove to the mountains in the winter last year because my boyfriend had never seen snow before in his life. So we drove to the mountains so he could go and touch snow. And he was super excited. It was like the best day of his life.
That's too funny.
A lot of people come here and have never seen snow before. For example, my mother, when she came to Norway like 25 years ago, she had never seen life.
Yeah.
Sure, that was amazing, and I see tourists all the time go up to our mountains. Wow.
Yeah, and it's the same here. Most people have never seen snow, especially if you live in Pretoria. It doesn't snow here. The one year, actually, I think it was either 2010 or 2011, somewhere around there. It actually snowed in Pretoria, but it was not that cold. Actually, it was literally these tiny little snowflakes, and as soon as they hit the ground, they're gone. But everyone freaked out, like, oh my gosh, it's snowing, running outside to go and see the snow. And it was literally, if you held out your hand and it falls, it's gone.
Yes. Yeah.
It wasn't really proper snow, but everyone loved it because it was the first time they saw snow.
That's too funny. Just to wrap up here, now what's your I want to finish off by talking about where the goth scene obviously has certainly changed since its inception in the late '70s, early '80s. I mean, I wasn't around. I wasn't around then. At that, even though I'm an old man, I wasn't around at that point. Um, but I got in the goth scene in the '90s. I was a '90s goth guy. That's when I guess you could officially say I got into the scene. Um, and it's definitely gone through several phases, several changes, evolutions, if you will. Um, where do you see the goth, and where do you see the goth scene going forward? And as a add-on to that question, do you feel that there's this with all these people who are now coming in, these baby bats who are all about, well, whatever I want is goth kind of attitude. Do you see that diluting the goth subculture going forward?
Well, it is quite difficult to say this is what's going to happen in the future, but in South Africa, the goth scene is dying. Like, as I told you, the community is really small, and I'm the last person that joined and stayed. So I'm literally the youngest person in the goth community in our entire province.
Wow.
No one joined after me. I joined 5 years ago. No one joined after me and stayed. It was all just a phase for some people in and out.
Right.
So here it is dying. All of my friends are like in their late 30s, early 40s, because there's no one my age who's into goth. But in other countries, it does seem like it's growing. But I do think that this whole new thing with celebrities like doing goth looks is a problem, because the baby bats are misinformed.
Yes.
And lots of people think, oh, let me just slap on some black lipstick, I'm goth.
Yeah.
And I think that the baby bats, a lot of them don't realize that it's not, goth isn't a superficial thing, and there's more to it. So it is a problem, and lots of people don't get it. And if you try and explain to them what it's about and where the subculture came from, they don't actually care, because they just dress this way because they like it. And it's sad, actually, that it's come to that. But I hope that there'll be some sort of revival where people actually take interest again in where the subculture came from, because a lot of the newbies just don't read the literature, they don't watch the movies, they don't listen to the music. They're just in it for the aesthetics. And while aesthetics are important to an extent, that's not what it's about. So I hope that there will be some sort of revival in that sense, so that it doesn't die out and become purely a fashion thing, because that's not what goth is meant to be. But of course, we can't really say what's going to happen.
Right. Wow, Caroline, she sounds like you and I when we were talking. I mean, it's like she's echoing almost exactly word for word what we were saying when we had this discussion on a previous episode. Yeah, we were we basically, if you watch our previous episode, that's almost close word to word, almost exactly.
Really?
Yes, we were having
Oh,
the
wow.
exact same thoughts about how just because you put on a black shirt and black pants, that doesn't mean all of a sudden you're goth. Goth is defined as someone who appreciates and listens to goth music, and who has an appreciation and interest in the macabre, whether that's literature, architecture, fashion, art, what have you. And that's the baseline of what being a goth is about. Oh, goodness. Did we lose her? Caroline? Caroline, why did you make us lose Jossie? It's all your fault, Caroline. All right, let's Oh, she went offline. She must have had some internet issues. Well, we will. I guess it's a good time to wrap up. Anyway, that was really it. We were just going to wrap up. So I guess it's it's destiny. So oh, is she back? Is she back? Is she
Sorry,
back?
guys, my internet decided to cut out. It's back again now. Yeah.
Yay! We were just wrapping up. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great answer. I agree 250% with you. As I was saying, goth is just more than a black shirt or black lipstick, or walking down the street with a top hat. It's those, like you said, the aesthetics are an aspect of goth. It isn't what makes goth. It's just an aspect of, and that's really what it's about. But anyway, Jossie, Ayame, thank you so much for coming by. Again, for the people who want to reach out to you, get in touch with you, check out your jewelry, what have you, how can people do that? Uh-oh. Yes. Uh-oh, I think she still might be
Yeah.
having... Oh, there she goes. Oh, are you there? Why does the internet hate us, Caroline? Why?
I don't know.
Caroline.
Next time it's me.
What's that?
All right, cool. So if
Oh.
you want to follow my modeling,
There she is. She's back. Welcome back. So yes, so how can people get in touch with you? Oh, goodness.
I can tell you guys.
Yeah, you're
Let me quickly
really good.
do.
Yeah, you're really breaking up
I'm
on us.
trying something.
Let me see if we can clear this up here. Hmm. Hmm. Oh well. We tried, Caroline. But we'll Caroline, when I upload it, just put her contact information in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people. Oh, is she back?
Why internet? Why?
Why internet? Why?
Am I back now?
Okay, all we're trying to do is. This is the longest wrap up ever for our episode. So, Jossie, no, it's fine, Jossie. Technical, I've screwed up enough where Caroline wants to rip my head off, so it's all good. Jossie, Ayame, how can people reach out to you, get in touch with you, check out your jewelry, all that good stuff?
Okay, cool. So if you want to follow my modeling work, it's I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Jossie Ayame. So it's JOSSIEAYAME. And for my jewelry, it's on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy, Ayame Designs. So it's AYAME Designs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Caroline.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Caroline, what's your blog? How can people reach out to you?
CarolineSometimes.blogspot.com. Stuff. I post almost every day now.
You do. You do. You post a lot, actually.
I'll be on Gothic Amino as usual.
Yeah.
As usual. As usual. And for,
Yes.
and if people want to reach out to me or the show as a whole, it's on the Twitter. It's goth_graveyard. The Gothic Graveyard Show at gmail.com. If you want to send us an email, leave us a comment on YouTube, of course. We read each and every one, reply when we can. And if you want to reach out to me personally, of course, Gothamino, Reverend Peter White on there. Also, Facebook, facebook.com/Gothic Wizard. So, thank you so much, Jossie. I really appreciate having you here. It's been fun. Hopefully, we can bring you back again sometime in the future. And and Caroline, you have a one. Thank you so much. I've grabbed you all weekend, so I appreciate you doing this. And so everyone, have a wonderful dark day, and we will talk to you on the flip side. Take care, everyone.